Welcome to the game overview for Undertow, a standalone expansion for Too Many Bones. In this video, we will take a look at all the components in Undertow, but first, we'll talk a little bit about what Too Many Bones Undertow is. Undertow is a dice builder RPG, where players take control of a character. These characters are called Gearlocks, creatures with distinct abilities and skills that they have honed to destroy the evil beings in Daylor. This is Daylor, Northern Daylor to be specific. In the core game of Too Many Bones, players explored Northern Daylor. In Undertow, the players will be playing in Southern Daylor, a wholly unfriendly terrain better traversed by raft. These Gearlocks will go on missions to discover what's really going on in Daylor, and while doing so, they will come up against a multitude of bad creatures and tyrants who must be defeated in order to bring peace back to the lands. But let's get into a detailed component overview so we can talk more specifics. So, this is the box. It's pretty. The inside is nice looking as well, with illustrations on both inside covers. Attention to detail, friends. That's how you win. That's how you win. Okay, first component, the battle mat. The battle mat is where Gearlocks will encounter trials and tribulations, mostly having to do with baddies. Undertow is unique in comparison to the base game in that the battle mat has two sides for two different types of terrains, land battles on one side and water battles on the other. Gearlocks and Baddie chips will be placed on the spaces and combat will take place between them. Each side of the battle mat also has an initiative meter where players can see the turn order. Undertow has a couple of unique aspects going for it in regards to the battle mat. First, on each of the lateral sides, enemies distinct from the other baddies will appear. These spaces are for the Krellin and the Mech Baddie chips, which will be discussed in future videos. The other uniquity has to do with chips. These are wreckage and obstacle chips. The obstacles are inanimate objects that prevent movement, and wreckages are placed to show positions where the raft has been destroyed. Now we will look at the two new playable Gearlocks that will be usable in Undertow. Undertow is playable out of the box with 1 to 2 players, but with additional Gearlocks, the game can play up to 4 at a time. The two new playable Gearlocks in Undertow are Duster and Stanza. Stanza is a songsmith who uses her bardly voice and fast fingers to lull and destroy her enemies. Duster, on the other hand, is a roguelike character who teams up with her ally, an alpha-sized wolf who tears weakly attached limbs from any enemy who threatens her. Each Gearlock comes with a character mat, 16 skill dice and 4 stat dice, a character initiative die, and chips to represent the character and any ally. As the Gearlocks defeat baddies and gain success over encounters, they will gain new skills. A more in-depth discussion on the character mats is had in other videos. These are the Baddie chips. Baddie chips represent the opposition Gearlocks will face in their adventures in Daylor. Baddie chips show the particulars of each baddie. They show the health, attack form, defense, attack levels, skills, and even more. Baddies also have different difficulty levels. There are 1-point baddies, 3-point baddies, 5-point baddies, and 20-point baddies in Undertow. We're going to talk about tyrants, dice, loot, and encounters next, but first we'll have a little dice throwing break. Well, that was fun. Now, let's talk dice. This game comes with 94 dice, including attack, defense, effect, and lockpicking dice. Tyrants each have a die that they use during combat, and there are also dice used to keep track of rounds and player order. The dice come packed in plastic containers that can hold 5 rows of 8 dice. Not only do the dice come in plastic, the chips for the game also come packed in plastic containers. Undertow comes ready to play with 6 different tyrants like the Barnacle, who has additional tokens to represent his tentacles. In the beginning of the game, players will choose a tyrant to combat against, and in order to win, they must defeat that tyrant. Players will create a deck of encounter cards at the beginning of the game. These encounters detail a scenario, and players must triumph against that scenario in order to continue their journey. The encounter deck is made up of general encounter cards, special encounter cards, and tyrant encounter cards. The game also comes with solo encounters for when playing with a single Gearlock. Undertow also boasts a campaign mode, which will be discussed further in another video. As players battle their way through encounters, they will inevitably gain hordes of treasure. These come in the form of loot cards. Normal loot cards are yellow and do not require any special handling, but can offer a multitude of stunning bonuses. Trove loot, on the other hand, requires a certain finesse and lockpicking, but offer permanent and highly coveted equipment. And I think that about does it for Undertow. Thanks for watching. New Challenger. Oh yeah, this will be your not-so-little robot buddy if you decide to take a chance with him. Meet Gasket, a hydro-powered mech who begins the game with a single health chip. So yeah, good luck in your Undertow adventures.